I'm still processing everything from that awesome PlayStation 5 event. Sony showed a ton of their games that they've been quietly working on in the background for the last few years, and this was the big coming out party that gave us a way better idea of what the first year on this platform will look like, including the launch lineup. And this could really be the best first year on a new console ever, because the games that were just announced are of course not everything we can expect in the first year. I'll be looking at some rumors, making some predictions, because there's more known about 2021 than you likely think right now. Thanks for tuning in to episode 9 of the Sunday Your Game Show, where I go in depth on the latest gaming trends and do predictions based on research. And of course answer one of your questions at the end of the episode as well. So let's get into it. A like on the video would be super appreciated. And let's go. My June giveaway for a 2020 game of your choice on your platform of choice is still going on. You can enter via the link in the pinned comment. And you have to be a subscriber as well if you want to participate. And I've, by the way, picked a new winner for my 2nd May giveaway for the 3rd time now, because I did not hear back from the others. So congrats Emma, and please check your email. The lack of release dates during the PlayStation 5 showcase was pretty noticeable. It started out insanely strong with the new Spiderman Miles Morales standalone game that had the holiday 2020 date, so it's very likely a big PS5 launch title. But after that, no big PlayStation 5 exclusive had a date. We already know that Godfall will be there at launch. We of course got a new gameplay trailer during the show. Also smaller games like Bugsnax from the Octodad developers will be available this holiday. And that Astrobot game is actually a free pre-installed game that will be available on every PS5 at the launch to highlight some of the unique DualSense capabilities. But really the most interesting thing is that Sony made a huge exclusivity deal with Bethesda for the 2 new IPs that were announced last year and now shown again, including Deathloop. And this from the team behind Dishonored 1 and 2, and I got to say, this game looks like a spiritual successor, but in a more fun and maybe interesting world. And as a huge Dishonored fan, this looks awesome, and it's already coming out at the end of this year as a PS5 launch game. But the big story is that Sony is willing to spend a ton of money to get third-party games as an exclusive on the PlayStation 5, or basically not on the Xbox, because Deathloop should still launch on PC. And the same goes for Ghostwire Tokyo, that will also be a console exclusive in 2021. And I will talk more about the 2021 games in a second, because there's a ton coming. But first, let's focus a little bit more on the launch lineup, because the third party will be there big time too. And then sure, I'm talking about the sports games. We of course saw NBA 2K21 during the show, with graphics from the ground up made for the next gen console. Looked great. And Ubisoft wants to go big during the next gen launch as well. They did not show up at the PS5 event, but they want to release both Watch Dogs Legion and Assassin's Creed Valhalla at the end of this year. And I'm sure that they will be available at the launch of the PlayStation 5. It's already confirmed for Valhalla, although a current gen version will likely release before that. We still don't know if the PlayStation 5 upgrades will be free if you get the PS4 game first, but Bungie now confirmed very recently that PlayStation 4 owners of Destiny 2 will get the PlayStation 5 version for free, so that's similar to what Microsoft is doing. Meaning that it's possible to have free upgrades on the PlayStation 5 as well, so fingers crossed that this will be the case for Valhalla and other third parties. I'm pretty surprised that the new Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War was not revealed during this event, but Activision will of course totally release it at the end of the year no matter what. So there will be another big game you can play at launch. Add Outriders, the third-person shooter from Square Enix, to that list, and then we got a pretty crowded holiday period all around, with way more quality games to choose from at the launch than I think ever before. And just like Destiny 2, other live service games will be there at the launch as well, like Rainbow Six Siege and Fortnite are both already confirmed for the PS5. But to be fair, a launch is always pretty crowded. I still think that the PlayStation 5 will have one of the best launch lineups ever in terms of quality, but it's mostly the first year that is lacking because of that big focus on the release. For the PS4 we had infamous Second Son and First Light in the first year, and also Watch Dogs and the Wolfenstein reboots in May, The Last of Us Remastered in July, Destiny was really one of the biggest launches in the first year, and then in the fall it kinda started to get more crazy with Drive Club, Dragon Age Inquisition, Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor, Assassin's Creed Unity and Far Cry 4. So yes, really up to that October-fall window, there was not a lot to play in the first year of the PlayStation 4. We of course also during that fall had the GTA 5 re-release, and that is now actually also happening in the first year of the PlayStation 5. And it will likely still sell an insane amount again. No, but overall in the first year of the PlayStation 4, I remember everyone getting hyped for Bound by Flame because it was really one of the only new games coming out for the system. And we were lacking any huge exclusives because sure, infamous Second Son was fun, but it did not hit that insane high quality bar. While I'm sure that Horizon 2 will already hit or maybe exceed the quality of the original. Sure, we do not have a year indication for that, but them showing it during the first PS5 event must mean that it's 2021, right? That would be 4 years after the original came out in February 2017. A year later we had God of War on the PS4, and they did not show God of War 2 or 5 or Ragnarok, and that is likely because it's a 2022 game, you would think, right? Or what about that rumored Uncharted reboot from the new San Diego studio? We did not see it here because it's likely slated for after 2021. So yes, Horizon 2 next year, I think it's a safe bet, just like the new Ratchet and Clank that also looks insane with the rapid switches between planets, something that was normally a big manual action with a loading screen disguised as a ship travel sequence. I first thought that the Demon's Souls remake would be a launch game, but yeah, we just went over the launch lineup and do they really need it? So a 2021 game makes way more sense. Not sure if you saw the screenshots of this game, by the way, already. Like, this was the PS3 original, and this is what the remake looks like on PlayStation 5. Insane, right? We had Little Big Planet 3 at the end of the first year for the PlayStation 4, so maybe that is where Sackboy: A Big Adventure will land too. Same development team as the third game, by the way. Gran Turismo 7 should be huge, but you never know it with Polyphony Digital, like how long do they take for a new game. But yeah, this is already bigger than Drive Club, the racing game that we saw at the start of the PS4 generation. And Housemarque, the creators of Resogun, are also doing a PlayStation 5 exclusive. So really, in terms of exclusives, 2021 should be incredibly huge, especially compared to the first years of the previous consoles. And then we did not even touch on the third-party developers that will also help make this first year great. Hitman 3 will kick it off in January. We saw the cool trailer that highlighted one of the new areas. Good to note is that this will also be coming to the PS4, and that is likely the case with many of the third-party games that we will see in the first year of the PlayStation 5. Just like the new Far Cry game, it's not announced yet, but high chance that it will be at the Ubisoft Forward event on July 12th, and Ubisoft already noted that it's planned for early 2021. Resident Evil 8 had this amazing trailer during the show. I usually don't play games in the series, but this footage really looked awesome, and it will also be a big 2021 release. We know that Battlefield 6 is coming next year. We had Battlefield Hardline in the first year on the PlayStation 4, but this should really be a full-fledged mainline release, so that also shows you that the first year of the PS5 is going to be pretty exciting. I can totally see Starfield as a 2021 game as well, maybe beyond Good and Evil 2 that has been in development for a while. Ubisoft will totally have some other heavy hitters. Maybe that Avatar game that they announced a while back, because the second movie should finally hit the theaters at the end of 2021. Would be the best time to release that game, of course, right? And I can really go on, but the point is that normally new generations start very slow and you'll be looking for games to play on your new system. but I don't expect it to be the case for the PlayStation 5 and Series X to some degree as well. Also, let's not forget that games get way better supported now. We already touched on the live service games, but I will be playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla for the whole year thanks to new expansions and free content that the game will get in 2021. And then many publishers are still keeping it quiet. I'm looking at you, Warner Bros. They are sitting on 3 massive games. Jason Schreier, by the way, just confirmed that Harry Potter console RPG that leaked 2 years ago is still in development. Rumors indicated that it should have been announced at E3, so actually last year in another reality, but we don't know when we will see it now, just like the new Batman game and the Rocksteady game. And I totally expect at least 2 of them to release in 2021. I mean, Batman from Warner Montreal can still launch this year, but then it will have a very short announcement to release time, even for Warner Bros. Standards. We also found out that the Warner Bros. Gaming division might be up for sale for $4 billion, and that Take-Two, EA and Activision already expressed interest. So that would be huge if they actually sold it, and it might also be the reason why they are kind of quiet at the moment, although it is worth noting that Hitman 3 will be published by Warner Bros. It's so awesome to finally see the PlayStation 5 games in action, know what the machine looks like, use the footage after like speculating for such a long time. I'm still not sure about the design, but it is better than like a double Whopper cheeseburger that the PS4 Pro is, I guess. It will probably get better over time, although looking at this black image from Fake Zombies, I think I would have preferred a design like that. But let me know your take in the comments down below, and of course there you can also leave a question that I then might answer in the next Sunday video, just like last week Ghost missed it, asking if you did not embark on this career path of video game journalism, what other field do you think you would have gone into with similar amount of enthusiasm as what you're currently doing? Thank you for the question. I always liked doing radio. I had my own radio show at the local station when I was younger, so it would probably be something like that, or like music, because that's another passion of me. Although I think that covering music is less exciting than games, because I can say, oh, this song is really bad, but then you might like it. You can't really say, oh, this is a bad song because the quality is weird. With games, there's way more to talk about. And also when doing like concert reviews, oh, it was amazing, you should have been there, but when can you see that band again? Because high chance that they won't play in the same city for a really long time. So that's kind of always been my thing, but it would probably be something like that. I just like making content, so it would likely be in a different industry. So I also ask you to put like Last of Us Part 2 questions, email me to input@JorRaptor.com. You can still do that, be quick though, because I will make a video with your questions answered very soon, so expect that on the channel very soon. Like this video, of course, to support the channel. Subscribe to stay up to date on everything PlayStation 5. I made an Horizon 2 video that you can watch by clicking on the screen. My Last of Us Part 2 review is of course also up. I finished the game. It's really good. And also my Assassin's Creed Valhalla podcast episode 4 is up right now on your favorite podcast services. So please give that a listen. I think you will like it if you love Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And for now, I will speak to you next time. Thanks as always for watching. And yeah, stay safe and goodbye.